Well, hello, and welcome to another lesson of the Focus on Content course. I am Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. You can get a hold of me anytime you like at marcelo@headlesscreator.com. And my stream is saying that they're having a little problem with LinkedIn. So I'm not sure why we're having that little problem. So I'm just checking it real quick here just to make sure everything is okay before we get started. You know, that's the way it works when you're doing live, right? Anyway, welcome to another lesson. Today, what we're going to do is I have a special guest presenter. His name is Dave Clement, and he's a content developer at Kontent, and he's going to show us how to model tabular data. So we're going to take some information that's in table format, which is a blob of information, right? You can't relate that. And he's going to convert it into a content model that can be relatable to other content and show you how you can display that in various different ways. It's a great way to store tables in your content. But before we do that, as always, you know how this works. I'm going to go ahead and tell you all about how to, on headlesscreator.com, register for free. You'll be able to have access to this on-demand lesson there anytime. You also have access to a bunch more content. If you go to Focus on Content course, you'll see that we have lots of lessons there. We're presented by many presenters, including, of course, David. He's there. But I have many lessons there, including many coming up. We have a bunch coming up for you in June. So definitely go register at headlesscreator.com. It's free registration. On top of that, you'll have access to a bunch of other courses. They're all free. You can see Content Modeling Weekly. That's where I geek out on content modeling. That's why I'm so excited about this one, because Dave is really speaking to my heart here of content modeling. I love this stuff. So it's going to be a really good lesson. Alrighty, so that's enough of the marketing of Headless Creator. Just go register. If you don't have an account, again, it's free registration, and you'll have access to just a bunch of content there. Having said that, that's it for the intro. As you know, how I work is I'll restart the intro for the on-demand, which you will find at headlesscreator.com. There will be no marketing there, so I'm going to restart the intro, and we'll jump right into it. So see you in just a second. Well, hello, and welcome to another lesson of the Focus on Content course. I am Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. There is my email address, marcelo@headlesscreator.com. Feel free to reach out to me anytime you like. Ask me questions, send me comments. Doesn't matter what you do, just send me an email. I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Today, we're going to be talking about tables and how to take a table that is really just a blob of information, right? A table has rows and columns and headers, but there's really no relationship to them. And how do we convert that into a content model that you can actually reuse and create relationships between other content types? And Dave, which is Dave Clement, he's a content developer at Kontent. He's going to show us how to do that today. So he's our special guest presenter, and I'm happy to have him here. So in fact, what I'm going to do, I won't tell you anything else about him because I'm going to go ahead and invite him. And there he is. Dave, welcome to the lesson.
Hello, Marcel. Thanks for having me.
How are you? How's you're in the Czech Republic, right?
Yeah, I'm in Czech Republic. I'm great. The weather is finally the summer. Temperatures are nice. I love it.
What are your temperatures in Czech? Does it usually get very hot during summer, or?
Not really, but it depends on the opinion. I like high temperatures. Now it's about 30. I love that.
30. Okay, you guys are Celsius, we're Fahrenheit. I could do a quick lookup on Google, but we're not going to waste time on that. Usually, yeah, we get into the 118 Fahrenheit. I think that's close to 40, if not more than 40, but it gets hot here, but it's dry. So anyway, thank you for joining us. Real quick, give me a background. You're a content developer. What does that really mean?
When I came to the company, it meant writing tutorials and taking care of the API reference of content. Since then, we started doing e-learning, videos for e-learning, and a bunch of other stuff. It gets really diverse. It's great. So in my line of work, you're never bored.
Right. So you're doing e-learning videos, tutorials, all that kind of stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Now, do you have a background in development as well?
Not at all. I studied Czech language with orientation on computational linguistics, but we didn't do development, like computer development. So I'm not a developer. I can't really code, but that little stuff I need to, I can ask Postman for the
You can
API.
always ask YouTube, right?
Yeah, I can. When I have to, I can.
Right, exactly. So I know you're a big fan. Well, you've got there, and I've learned from you before that photo, I thought it was a cheesecake because I love cheesecake, but it's not. It's really something from Porto. But I know you're a big fan of food, right? You like food. What's your like favorite dish? Is it a traditional Czech dish or?
I sure like traditional Czech dish, like goulash. But what I like most, it's written on my LinkedIn profile. There's no aspect, no facet, and no moment of life that can be improved by pizza. And that's my favorite food.
And that's why I like you so much, Dave, because that just goes to my heart and my stomach. Any type of pizza or any pizza, it doesn't matter which one.
Spicier and hotter, the better.
Oh, okay. I'm vegetarian, so I got to stick with the vegetarian pizza. So.
Jalapenos are vegetarian.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, exactly. You can put some red chili pepper on top of it too. All right, let's not get. I'm getting hungry, man. So let's stop this now. We're ready for your lesson. So I'm gonna go ahead and show your screen right now, and we'll get it going here. So there we go. I see your screen, so we're all good. What I'm going to do is if anybody has any questions, please type them in the comments, and we'll have Dave answer them. Dave, you know, I'm a content modeling geek, so I will probably have some questions for you as you go along. But for now, I'm going to go on mute and let you take over.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to your questions. And okay, today we are going to talk about tables. Marcelo, I think you will love this lesson because we have a lot of movies here. This table, it's not about movies, but it's just a complex table. So what are tables? Tables show people data structure. They help them understand the structure and how the data relate. And they typically allow them to sort the data according to some key. You may be asking, why are we having webinar on tables? Like every CMS can do tables, right? Well, sure, it can. I'm going to show you that Kontent also can do tables very easy, but we'll get to why are we having this webinar on tables. So we'll open an article, and as you see, we can easily add table, write a text there, format it, even make headings in there and stuff. Another cool thing is that we can paste our tabular data from a spreadsheet like Excel or LibreOffice. And what we want to create is a table like this. Simple table. You will probably want to sort it by year, or maybe in other context by title. You can see that the movie titles are highlighted as links. That's because we want to make it possible when you click a movie, you see a detail of the movie. By the way, I do not own any content in this lesson. I took the images from IMDb, and the only thing I own is one schema I will show you later. Back to the topic. So we have this table. You can see that we have just very similar table in Kontent too. And that should be fine, right? We'll create the links and make detailed pages, and we should be good. Well, this is where the trouble starts. Problem number one with this table, well, with this approach, rather. With this approach, you have to create a separate content item for each movie you have in the table, and you want to have detail page for it. So you probably, as in this page, we have the title here, the year of release, description, the link, and the image, the poster. In the table here, we have title, year, and the link, but we don't have the poster and the description here. But you can probably imagine that we would be duplicating the data we have in this table. We will be duplicating them in the content item with the details of the movie. That's one issue. Another issue is with handling the table. Imagine that you create such a table and you decide that you would like to display the year column after the link, that you would like to move it. Well, this is not Excel or LibreOffice Calc. You can't do it. You just have to delete the whole table and start from the scratch. That's not optimal, right? Another problem is if you want to reuse some of the data from the table, you have to duplicate them again. Let's say that you're writing an article about recommendations of movies for holidays, and you would like to feature there the Chupacabra Terror movie, and you'd like to show only the title and the image. Let's see how we can do it. Let's copy this because we're duplicating content, right? And here we have the article about best holiday movies. Okay, so I'll put here the title. I'll add the image. And I'm fine, right? Not really. What if you have such mentions of this movie in, let's say, 5 places? You have there the image and the title, and then you decide that you want to replace the poster with some other poster. Well, in that case, you have to replace the poster in all 5 places, one poster at a time, manually, and that takes time. So now you're probably having a hunch that while you're having this webinar, there has to be a better way, right?
And let's emphasize here, because I think the problem you just pointed out is single source of truth. You duplicate it. There is no single source of truth here. And the whole thing about structured data and content, right, is single source of truth. And that is so important because, like you said, you can cut and paste. Yeah, that solves the problem. But what about maintenance later? Forget it. I mean, you will never update all these content or all these articles, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And that's what we're going to address when we will create